Hey guys, what's up? So, another maintenance squat routine here because I actually filmed this on Monday, but I had a few things going on, and yesterday, Tuesday, was pretty insane, so I didn't get around to making it yesterday either. But I also realized that it had been like 2 days since, now 3 days since the deadlift world records were attempted, so I wanted to get that in there before it was no longer relevant news to chat about. Anyway, here is Monday's squat routine, and like I said, it was just a maintenance routine. And the reason it's a maintenance routine, don't get me wrong, like I still did my my casual warm-up and working sets with 375, and next week is going to be intense for me because I officially go up to 380 for my working doubles. And probably around meet time, I will turn those into very, very easy singles because the goal is to work up towards about 400 on the platform. But anyway, yeah, this was still more of a maintenance routine, just because I had insane deadlifts planned for the next day, aka yesterday, Tuesday, and I didn't want my legs to be totally torn apart because once I got done with my working sets of 375 here, like, it's weird. These felt really good as far as my sternum, as far forward as my sternum was coming, because I did lose my brace a few times on the second rep, but I can't explain it. Like, I felt like they moved good, and they just felt good. So I really wasn't worried about pushing 3 sets, especially on maintenance. I mean, I'm doing 5 working on major squat days, so I think that this was a pretty good win right here, especially again for a maintenance routine, because after this I still had to do my accessory squat movement, and I didn't want to put all of my energy, not so much power, I'm never worried about power, but I didn't want to put all of my energy and my focus into simply a maintenance routine. And that was my last working set of 375, and here we go with my my squat accessory of choice. Today I chose Monday, I chose the camber bar. I usually go between the camber, SSB, safety squat bar, which is the abbreviation SSB, and front squats. Of the 3, I can probably tell you straight up that my favorite is definitely the front squat. I can move more on the camber and the SSB bar than I can front squats. I just don't care. I love the movement of front squats. The movement itself is just very satisfying, and I do these more for the reason of just blending up the routine and throwing something different in there. And I only did 1 working set just because it all plays into the maintenance aspect of getting ready for a huge deadlift day. So I didn't want to completely blow out my quads, and I'm not gonna lie, my lower back does kinda take a pounding on these, but I do these beltless, and it's crazy because the weight is constantly shifting from the camber's imbalance. So it kind of toughens up my midsection a bit too. Like, the stabilizers are on fire with the camber bar, guys. If you've never tried it and your gym has one, I recommend giving it a shot. And then I think I actually felt good enough that I didn't expend too much power, because power is usually my problem with bench after I squat, because I put so much into squatting. Usually when I get done with squats, I've squatted for about 2 hours. So when I get into bench, I don't really have that much power. Plus, I have to get so tight when it comes to squats that I feel like my shoulder is going to dislocate. So my shoulder is usually out of whack for bench. So I usually put bench on a different day lately, but I felt enough, and you'll notice that my setup here is different. But you're going to notice in my next video that my bench is actually I'm going back to my original setup technique, because I just don't feel like this worked for me. Like, the tightness, the tightness was definitely not there, and I had no arch, which is the reason for, putting myself up on the bench that way. It's supposed to create a good, solid, thick arch, but it just didn't happen. And these bench sets, they did feel good, don't get me wrong, but they didn't feel good enough for triple sets, which is what I actually wanted. So I felt like with my original bench setup that I definitely could have done triples, but you win some, you lose some, and I've got plenty more bench days coming up this week, and I've only gotten in one, so I still need to get in 2 more bench routines. And that's part of the process, so thanks guys, appreciate it.